This is episode number 230 of the InnerFight podcast. Welcome to another edition of the InnerFight podcast. My name's Marcus Smith, founder of InnerFight.com, and I'm joined by our coaches here, Phil, Carmen, Matt, and Mia, to answer your questions and take on all the subjects that we can in the world of fitness. A massive shout out to our show sponsors, Kareem, who will give you 100 dirhams off your first ride with them if you use the promo code InnerFight. And if you're coming to the gym, use the promo code INNER. If you're leaving the gym, use the promo code FIGHT for 10% off your ride with them. No matter where you are in the world, thanks for tuning in. Let's jump right in. This is it, another episode of the InnerFight podcast. Matt Jones.
Yeah.
I like your tank.
You do, eh?
You like mine. Matching.
You walked in. Sanchi, I like it as well.
Sancho loves it.
Yeah.
Boz, what about you? You're here. Do you like it?
His thing?
Yeah, or mine? It's the same. So much thinking. Mia,
Yes.
how are you?
Very good.
How do you sound very good in Swedish?
Ooh.
Mycket bra.
Oh my god. That's difficult.
No, it's very
Mickey
easy.
bra. What's up, bra?
Mycket.
Same,
Nicky,
same.
bro.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah? Philip,
Yes.
how do you greet each other in Wigan?
What's up?
Mate, if you went to Wigan and said, what's up, no one would know what
No,
it
they
is.
wouldn't. They wouldn't
They'd be
know.
like, who are you?
I didn't really understand most of the people that were in Wigan.
Really?
Yeah, it was really hard to understand a lot of it.
They
Like,
just don't talk clearly.
yeah, it's even more mumbly than my accent and a lot faster as well.
Churbros are easy though to understand, Jonesy.
It's just, you just be horizontal and listen at the same time. It's great.
Most of them are horizontal. Here we go, another episode of the podcast. This is number 230. As we said, thanks a lot to our sponsors. Kareem, use their codes. Apparently there was a little bit of a problem. Maybe they weren't working. Hopefully they are working now. If you need a Kareem, if there's a problem when you see Yusuf in the gym and your code doesn't work, tell him to pay for your
Silly
ride.
Lucy.
He's in charge of setting that up. The week's gone by. Last week, let's kick it off. Class workouts. Jonesy,
Class ones?
Thursday, 10 rounds.
Yeah, people like that. I walked
Thoughts?
in towards the end of the first class.
Yep,
And Glaze and stuff, they were still having a good time.
they're having a good time. 250 meter run, 10 thrusters,
Yeah.
10 burpees.
Lateral burpees over the bar, and then 10 pull-ups.
Yeah.
Or 10 ring rows if you couldn't do it.
Yeah, nice way to
40
finish.
minute cap.
48-minute cap.
Oh, was it
actually.
48?
Yeah,
Oh, neat.
random number.
Oh, 45.
So talk to us about that, because that was one of the questions that people had, like how was it put together, why was there a cap on it, how does it work? You put that workout together, it's your problem, explain.
Yeah, it was based on like wanting most people to finish it, but
Right.
being really hard to finish it in the time cap.
Right.
Like, it was kind of program it like what you based on the average member will do.
Yeah,
And put it together there, and then we kind of figured, well, I think you set the first classes, right? So you
Yeah.
just kind of, once you're in the warm-up, have a look how much is left.
Yeah.
48 minutes sounds about right for this
Yeah.
workout. And
I thought that 4 minutes around would be pretty
it's hard, yeah.
pretty aggressive. So
Yeah.
and yeah, because that's why I said it. I think as well, if you put it a little bit longer, I think sometimes it
Encourages more people to finish it.
it does, and I think that was the main thing. But 250 meter run was taking people just over a minute,
Yeah.
and then obviously one of the biggest things as well. And Brooksy mentioned this to me after the workout. It was like, I just set a goal today to do all the thrusters in sets of 10.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where I saw a lot of people wasting a lot of time as well.
Dropping the
Dropping
barbell
the bar
and
and
stuff. Yeah.
just
It's one of those, it's a little bit deceiving because you think 10, it's not that big a number,
Yeah.
but then a lot of people don't actually look at, actually that's 100
100
in
of it.
total.
It's a bit of a
Yeah.
disguise, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a little bit deceiving.
10 burpees as well. A minute to do 10 burpees is not too bad. I told you were going to kick me at some stage. She's already doing it.
There was one
Yep.
earlier in the week that was
Yep.
on paper, it looked okay, but it wasn't that great.
It wasn't that
It was
okay.
3 rounds,
Yep.
500 meter run,
25.
25
Wobbles.
Wobbles, 25 box jumps. Or
Oh, the
maybe
other
it was
way,
the
sorry,
around, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw people walking around like sticking their chest out, going, "I'm going to dominate this." And
Yeah.
they did one round and try to make their box smaller. And I was just like, yeah. So I think that was
Tried
quite a good
stealing
one.
one of the girls'
Yeah,
balls.
yeah.
9 foot target for a
Ladies'
guy.
balls.
So I thought that one was quite good. I guess it's one you can kind of really push
Bit of a-
yourself on. And
It's a bit of a Kelly variation.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
You happy with
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was good.
Another one that's a good one. Today, it's Monday. You get the podcast on Thursday, I know, but today's workout, another DT variation. What's that? That'll be about the 4th or 5th time we've done
we've
DT
done
variation?
it like, as a partner variation.
I
at
did it with
times.
Tina once in a partnership.
I taught that class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've done
killed
it
it.
individual one time at Engine.
Yeah.
I remember Stiff Staff did it. And
Stiff Staff would
he
have
was
done
very
it.
happy with.
Was he?
He was quite happy. Yeah.
What's it? Mate, we did that as just a workout for time together.
It's 5 rounds.
5
12,
rounds.
9, 6.
Yeah.
70
How long
kilos.
did it take?
Oh, I can't remember. You did it with Phil Gill.
I did, but you
did.
were there.
I was coaching.
Were you?
Yeah.
Me
so
or
you
him?
had to do it. I was doing a class and you guys were.
Ah, we were
yeah,
just doing
yeah,
it.
yeah. You guys just did
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
200-meter row today. 200-meter row, 12 deadlifts, 9 hang cleans, 6 shoulder overhead. Heavy weights, Phil?
Pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy. But
Done it heavier.
But because you did the heavier version,
Yeah, it's not that
you
heavy.
must look at that weight now and go, yeah, sweet.
so this was DT was a workout that was put into CrossFit Games last year as well.
It was the one that they left it open to the fans to decide.
Oh, yeah?
It was quite cool the way they
Were
did
you
it.
one of the idiots that asked for
I think I said
heavy?
go heavy. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I did.
I asked everyone to say double, and then afterwards I was
Yeah.
like, actually, I'm really glad that we did the heavy
Double
one.
would have been.
10 rounds.
It was just
Now,
like
would
the
it
shoulder
be-
to overhead is really heavy for me, so I was like, oh, but the lighter one I'll be able to do for
10
more reps. But yeah, so
Yeah.
They basically they said, right, we're going to do DT, and everyone was like, yeah, sweet, but that sounds kind of too easy, you know, like you always Dave
Yeah.
Castro lead, and then he let us all start walking
Yeah,
off,
yeah, yeah.
and we're all like waiting, like, oh, what's he going to say? And he's like, come on, this
Come
is the
back.
CrossFit Games, come back. So we're going to leave it up to the whole fans to decide. And they
Yeah.
did was it a Twitter? Did you have to decide on Twitter or
Yeah,
Facebook?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was a poll on there. So you either did
He would have
10
Oh, I got on there.
yeah, you knew.
Jonesy,
I
you
knew
would have
it.
you
Yeah.
would have done
I
it.
would've
10
done.
rounds at the normal weight, so
Yeah.
70 kilos for guys, or 5 rounds at a heavier weight. 90,
Would have it been the
93.
same time cap as well? Do you think
It was a little bit. It was 2 minutes
bit longer,
longer.
eh, for the.
They were going to give us
Yeah.
14 minutes to do 10 rounds.
That was the one Chad McKay got injured on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you girls have you
Popped
done
the
it
rib.
heavy?
Yes.
I
I
thought
did
you
it,
might have done.
I did it when they released it, like the day after the games.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't hang
Could
clean
you,
it.
You,
Oh,
you
right.
couldn't hang clean 70. What is it?
It was 145 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So seven,
For the
just under
67.
70
Yeah.
kilos. Yeah.
Like I could do a couple reps, but I couldn't really.
Really?
Mia didn't teach me her technique yet at that point.
Didn't know her yet.
No, we didn't know her.
Lucky. Have you done it?
No.
Heavy?
No.
But you can easily hang clean 67.
Yeah, that would be a good workout for you, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you should do it. Speaking about what you've done, Boz, favourite workout that you personally have done in the last week?
Oh, the deadlift one of regionals. I just loved it so much that I'm doing it twice a week now.
You do it
I
twice a
really
week.
think I can improve my deadlift so much more now.
Just remind us what that workout is. We spoke
So-
a lot about regionals last week, but it's the workouts that you've been doing, so tell us
All
all
of my
about
favorite things
it.
in
Right?
the same workout. You have running,
Yeah.
not just outside, but on a true
On a
form,
true form.
because that like optimizes your
We should actually,
form.
people, you know what we
Yeah.
should do? It's 400 metres, right?
yeah.
So
400 meters run.
if you're a member and you haven't tried that treadmill that we have in the gym, the Woodway True Form, come in, run 400 metres as fast as you can on it. Just
Yeah.
do it the next time you come in the gym. Hopefully, don't fall into the back wall like Kasim Hassim does. But it's quite different. That's the point, right?
Yeah,
It's
so-
very different.
After
You know,
four-
who smashed it. Johannes the other day when Mia programmed
Oh, right.
Cardio Club.
Oh, he
Really?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it. I was gonna.
Yeah.
We're going upstairs to play our game of table tennis tonight.
He was just
I had to look back quite a few
sprinting.
times.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
sprint-
He was dominating.
yeah.
Very good.
Carry on, Boz. What's next?
After
you've
400
done True
meters,
Form?
then you do 40 GHD sit-ups,
Right.
and then 7 heavy deadlifts.
What's a girl's
Heavy,
weight? sorry?
girls. Yeah.
Girls' weight is in pounds, 275. So that's
Oh,
in
right, so 125.
kilos, 125
Yeah.
kilos.
125 kilos, which we did speak about this last week, but we'll
Yeah.
mention it again. For a lot of girls and also some guys, that's at or bigger than their 1 rep max.
Yeah,
So it's pretty
Yeah.
heavy. And why are you favouring this workout?
because I'm really good in running and deadlifts.
Yeah.
Don't sense any sarcasm.
So what workout did you actually enjoy this week, Boz?
I
Go on.
enjoyed the one with the handstand walk.
Handstand walk, which is
It
bike.
starts.
It's a 1,000-meter bike,
Oh yeah.
100-foot handstand walk.
Just whilst we're on the bike, because I think this is important, in regionals it's 1,000 meters. Approximately how long does that take? Because we always put it in calories.
A minute and a half, I guess,
Okay.
if you
But
go
is
at
it-
like 60, 65 RPM.
So not super
And
long.
it's done
Is
at a
that
minute.
about what it took you?
It's
Just
all
over a minute?
Yeah, I was at around 72 RPM,
Yep.
and that took about a minute, 20 minutes, 25.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
And then goes into the handstand walk straight away?
Yeah, then you do 100 foot of
Handstand
handstand walk,
Yeah.
and then 10 overhead squats at 70 kilo for girls and 100 kilos.
70
102.
kilos for girls.
Yeah, which is quite heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Super
I
heavy.
prefer heavy overhead squats than heavy deadlifts.
Right.
And then you do
50 box facing
no,
burpees.
first the 500 meter row,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Then
500 meter
meter
row, and then 50 burpee box jump overs.
Over the box.
But you can't touch the box, so you really have to jump over it.
Yeah, so it's a big jump. And
Yeah,
finishes
big
off
jump.
with 5.
5 overhead squats at the same
So that
weight.
was your favourite.
Yep.
Mia, favourite workout of the last week?
Actually, I really liked the morning cardio I did yesterday.
Morning cardio.
Yeah,
Jeez.
No, you never thought you'd say that,
Here we
did you?
go.
No?
No.
but
What
I
was it?
actually
Bro.
liked it. It was 20 minutes AMRAP or
Yeah.
5 rounds,
Right.
whatever comes first.
Which came first?
I finished at 5 rounds.
So it was 20
That's why I'm
minute AMRAP.
happy.
Right.
What was
Of?
No. I stopped at 5 rounds.
Oh, you stopped at 5 rounds?
Yeah, because with 5 rounds
Or a 20 minute AMRAP. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
it was 500 meter row
Yep.
and 20 burpee box jump over, really long jump.
Yeah, they were quite
We
long.
had like two of those mats.
Was
we
it
had.
mandatory to do them backwards?
Yeah, it was extra hard, extra
Do
pain.
you like that?
I love that.
That's a good one. That's the
Yeah.
first time I did a rewind in
Rewind
the
or
or
reverse.
reverse, a reverse, yeah,
on
yeah.
Boz's Snapchat.
Reverse.
If you follow Boz on Snapchat,
Yeah,
you've
that
got
was good.
If
I
not,
liked
that
it,
would
yeah.
be over your head. But that's quite a cool workout as well. Very basic.
Yeah, it was
Morning
just-
cardio
It's really hard, especially
on
for
your
the lower
own
back.
because your
Yeah.
Solo.
friends had just done it already and didn't wait for you.
Yeah,
So they're not
Friends?
actually your friends.
no.
Suckers. Jonesy, favourite workout you've done must have been yesterday's
I think
extra
it would have
bench
been.
session.
Yeah. That was good. No, I'm going to go with the interval one with the power cleans and the pull-ups.
Oh, yeah?
Like, not because
Yeah.
I was good at it or anything. But
It's hard,
it just
yeah.
owned
Talk
me.
us through the workout
like
quickly,
on
mate,
paper.
so
Okay.
that people
So,
can get a hold of it if they want to.
So 2 rounds.
Yeah.
15 power cleans
Yeah.
at 52 for guys and 35 for girls, or 36.6.
Right.
And it's meant to be 15 chest to bar pull-ups, but we did 15 regular.
And that was hard enough.
That was hard. So 2 rounds, 6
Yeah.
minutes rest, 3 sets.
Yeah.
in total.
3 sets
This
through.
is the best way
Oh.
to get good at CrossFit Girl workouts.
Yeah.
Take
that,
that
I,
interval
that, I've,
approach
that
in.
I've found.
So
Like,
it's 90 reps of each,
any
basically.
of the 21, 15, 9 stuff,
Yeah.
you take the 15s,
Yeah.
you do 2 rounds of it as fast as you can,
Yeah.
rest
Right.
5 or 6 minutes,
Yeah.
and do 3 to 4 rounds of that, depending on what movements it is. But you can do it the middle rounds of any workout. So we're going to do it with the because we have the 21, 15, 9 thrusters with
Yeah.
3, 2, 1 legless.
Yeah.
So we'll do
it
2
with that.
rounds of 15 thrusters, 2 legless rope climbs as fast
Yeah.
as we can. Rest 5 minutes times 4.
So that's the hack if you want to get better at that strange number combination that CrossFit have, 21, 15, 9, that anyone that does a lot of CrossFit knows it. That's
That's
one way
my
to do
favourite
it.
way that I've learned over the last sort of
To
4 or
get
5
faster
years.
at it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good workout, Jonesy.
Oh.
Little bit on the forearms.
Ooh.
Little bit.
You do
on
one
the
round, you come back to that bar, you're like...
Yeah,
The
nah.
first round
I didn't think
hero,
I'm, like,
unbroken.
doing clean. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then just
Nah.
next.
Trying
Yeah,
to do
that
this.
was tough. That was really tough.
Phil, favourite workout you've done in the last week? The only workouts you've done in the regional
Yeah,
workout.
I guess it's
so-
just we're just doing more of the regional stuff all
Yeah.
the time, really. But
I know which one.
Do you?
I think so.
Which one do you think?
well, which one's my favourite?
Yeah, of course you know.
I think it's developed maybe yesterday's one. Oh.
The deadlift one.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I like that. I think it would have
You
been
like it,
quite
no?
a big
Like, if you look
weakness
back to
for me
maybe, yeah,
last
2-3
year.
years ago
I
or
really
something.
struggled with the GHD last year and
Yeah.
hate running, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that workout.
Yeah.
I think my favourite one of the weekend is going to be the thrusters and rope climbs.
That's
just-
just
I
probably
like
the
them.
fastest, under 3 minutes.
Yeah, sprinting, and I love thrusters. So
Yeah, that'll be nice and easy.
Yeah.
Mate, on that point that you made before about breaking workouts down, we've had a question come in, like, what are you, the gist of the question, I won't go through it all, but the gist of the question is, like, what are you guys doing now? We spoke about the workouts last week in quite a lot of detail. Aside from just doing the workouts from start to finish, which could be quite demoralizing and just completely
Yeah.
trash you, how do you break the workouts down now to train for them? You guys have still got 2 weeks before you go. Just give us a quick wrap up on that.
yeah, so we've got the longest amount of time. So we'd have had 3 weeks in total to prepare
Yeah.
for these. So like you said, just doing the exact same thing over and over can get it's a little bit hard, and mentally you kind of switch off a bit sometimes as well.
Yeah.
So we programmed that we would do once they were all released. We would do each one of them in full, And I think that's really important to get that first practice run in, just to see where you struggle, because sometimes things look easier or harder on paper than they do when you actually do them. And then we've pretty much broke everything down into intervals,
Right.
just to get used to doing certain parts of the workout faster than you did, when you did it the original time. So I think yesterday was a really good example that when we tested out the 3-round of deadlift workout, the slowest part for us three really was getting back onto the true form.
Right.
So we do our deadlifts and we're moving quite well, and then it would take me almost 20-25 seconds to walk back to the true form. The first few steps would be a walk, and it'd be maybe 20 seconds in before I'd got moving again.
Yeah.
So yesterday we did like a shorter run, less GHDs, less deadlifts, and then a run again.
Right.
And then you got rest and did that rounds through. But the whole aim was to get straight back onto the treadmill after, and just get running and get it up to speed. So
you almost break the workout down, pick on the points where you suffered a little bit in the heat of when you did it the first time, to try and develop those.
I don't think doing the exact same workout over and over again really gets you better at that specific workout. You have to break down the parts of it that you want to get better at, and then really target them in that way. So I think making things into interval style is the easiest thing to do. Like yesterday we did, it was 40 wall balls, 30 pull-ups, rest 3 minutes, 4 times, and that was to get used to being able to do big sets of pull-ups under a lot of fatigue, because that workout, the best people will go unbroken on the wall balls, but then the very best will also go unbroken on the pull-ups. So you're just trying to get that different stimulus without just doing the exact same workout over and over.
Very interesting. Hopefully that answers the question. I can't remember who sent that in, but thanks a lot. And obviously we spent a lot of time on those regional workouts last week, so we'll skip away from them. We'll skip into something that's a lot more relevant to a lot of our listeners and also to a lot of our members, the 1,000,000 meters in May running challenge. We've seen, any idea where we're at the moment?
Well, as of now, so Monday, we're at 605.
605, so we're
less
10,
than a week.
We're just over 10. We're 9 days in, and we've done 60% of it.
Yeah,
I guess the challenge is, can we do 2 million meters?
Yeah, I think that's what it needs to sort of develop. I really don't want it to stop. I think we'll get 1 million probably by the 15th, 16th, halfway. So see if we can keep it going. But there's massive contributions coming in from people. Yeah, Hanan's mum did 30,000.
It's honestly, and I literally didn't know what to send to her. I saw it in Instagram, and I just sent her a message saying I don't know what to say. Like a few years ago, Mum didn't run at all, and she's done I think 30 Ks in the last sort of 3 days. Kasim Hassim did another 15k this morning.
Really?
And then it felt like I did 25k listening to him tell me all about it. He called me 7:30. I was like, I can't answer that now. And I was on the way to disc this morning, so I called him in the car and was literally, mate, I'm in the basement. My appointment's waiting. You're still talking. I've got to go.
I think Jules has put in a lot of meters as well.
Jules has put in a lot.
I don't know how many exactly, but
big. She's running to the yoga class.
10s and 50s.
She's running here, running there. One thing though, on a little bit of safety, I did have to tell someone to just not run quite as much. If you're going to run every single day, if you're not used to a lot of running and your joints aren't prepared yet, and maybe you're still carrying a little bit too much, or you're carrying a little bit too much body fat, you just really have to be careful. We don't want people at the end of the month to have broken knees or anything
Again,
like that.
it doesn't have to be, like, we're not saying, you have to do 10k at once. Like, if you chip in 1k after a class 2 or 3 times a week,
then
like,
you get plenty,
you've got like 10 to 20k in the month. That's really all we're asking for. Like, it's great that people are doing these huge runs, but if you just want to chip in 1k at a time, then that's awesome.
Very cool. So it's still going on. Remember, folks, if you want to get involved in that, come and run at the gym, or if you don't run at the gym, just run anywhere. Post a picture of yourself and be honest about how long you've run. We know you will be. On Instagram, tag at InnerFight and hashtag MMM, million meters in May, and we'll count your meters. You'll also go onto the website. You'll go into the Hall of Fame that we're creating here. Every name that's contributed to any of those meters will go on that board at the end of the month. We might need a really big board for this month.
We will,
or maybe a shorter
Small
one.
text.
Small text.
Yeah.
We can do that. Something that comes along quite a lot is people's motivation. People that are not heading towards a body fat goal. They're in a really good place. They're not putting on any body fat, but they're looking for motivation in other stuff. And one of the ways that obviously we do it is through the InnerFight zones of progression. But something that, Jonesy, you picked up on the Barbell Shrug podcast the other days is their version of testing and fitness. Do you want to run us through a bit of that, mate? Give us a couple of ideas, and then we'll go back and speak about our zones as well while we have them.
Yeah, so basically they've gone through like a barbell sort of a strength thing, and they've also touched on the gymnastics side of things, which is what we do as well.
Yeah.
But one interesting thing I found that stood out the most for me was they were talking about the deadlift, but saying like doing it with both hand, like so overhand grip.
Yeah.
So no hook grip, no mixed grip, and just seeing how much less your deadlift is, and then putting farmers carries into it. Let's say you get 200 kilos.
Yeah.
Then you want to walk as far as you can with 50 kilos in each hand.
Right.
And the leg day they were testing the front rack split squat.
Right.
So 5 on each leg.
That was a test. Front rack split squat.
Yeah. So I guess like having it in the front rack, you get more midline work, and just seeing how much of a difference or how much stronger one leg is than the other. They talked about the overhead squat and I guess reasons. Okay, obviously you're going to perform better in the back squat, front squat, but just in terms of like mobility and finding that good position, you know. But other things they touched on was
sorry, mate, on that as well. They liked always. One thing that they said is whenever you're doing an overhead squat, to pause for longer than you think.
Yeah,
he said 1 second, but count to 5 or something along those lines, didn't he? Because if you say 1, people go 1 and get up, but if you go 5, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then get up. So that's 1 second. So I think that was quite an interesting point as well. Like people sort of get down there and then
they
get straight back up.
Yeah, exactly. And of course it sorts out the position. I think one of the guys said that he got tested on a 1 rep max, 7 seconds going down.
Right.
And then holding at the bottom for 7 seconds. This is in a front squat position.
Yeah.
Obviously standing up with it, and then holding it there for another 7 seconds. Like,
right.
Oh, that'd be tough, eh? You know?
That would be a long 7 seconds.
And of course, like the strict movements with the handstand push-ups they put in there, strict pull-ups, and even just doing like strict ring dips as well.
Yeah.
But one good thing they said is instead of like, you know, some people could be using the same band for like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and they're wondering why their pull-ups aren't getting stronger. So they get them doing isometric holds. Like it could be barbell hangs.
Yeah.
If you can do longer than 20 or 30 seconds, and put a plate between your legs or something
right.
and try and hold it like that.
Just to build it up.
Yeah,
is this for the members that would use this, or is this for more like athletes? Or?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more athletes. But, you know, in saying that, like some of the stuff like some of our intermediate athletes could use it as well. There was another podcast I watched which was, you know, how to get your first pull-up, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah.
They talk about, they're constantly just talking about the isometric holds.
Yeah.
Just how some people out there just think they're a bit too good for them, but we can all do them. You know, like we did that finisher the other day, and you heard who was screaming. There were quite a few people screaming.
Yeah, lots of screaming going on. You're absolutely right. I think that's interesting as well. There's actually an article on our site, innerfight.com/pull-ups, where you can get a hold progression to it, and there's a lot of those holds as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely, if you're looking for something different, if you can't find everything you're looking for on our site, hop over to the Barbell Shrug podcast. They got loads of really interesting information, and if you can deal with them yapping on
a little bit,
bit, it's
you're looking at around 40 to.
I only watch the ones with thrown in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He hasn't had one lately, has he?
So, but I mean, and back to what we do locally here in the gym. Obviously, you can check out the zones of progression. They're on the board here in the gym. They're also on the website, and I think that brings a lot of motivation. I've sat down with quite a few people in the last few weeks and just asked them, like, where are you on those zones?
Yeah,
and you know, as a simple example, if you look at some of the core skills, it gives you an idea of what you should be back squatting, strict pressing, deadlifting, front squatting, what double unders you should be doing in each zone. So that with the target of the red zone for CrossFit Games athletes. So yes, it is very hard to run 400 meters in under a minute, but CrossFit Games athletes should be able to do it. You can do that, Phil?
Yeah.
59 seconds? 58.9.
I don't know what my best 400 is.
We'll see. Some quick questions that have come in. Someone asks, do you prefer working out on your own or workouts with people? Boz?
With people.
With people, so social. Mia, solo.
No, with
performance
people.
is better.
Yeah, but I actually told Holly yesterday after the morning cardio that like workouts like that I really like to do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I really hate it, but it's just good to do it by yourself, but get your head to it and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get
I
moving.
get less distracted.
I think I'm a bit like that.
But
Some workouts is good to
Yeah.
do with people, but a lot of stuff it's quite nice to do alone.
I think majority I prefer to do with people now.
With people?
I've trained on my own for quite a number of years before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over it.
You're over it? You've had enough?
Screw it.
Yeah. Phil, solo?
Oh.
No, but I do really. I obviously I enjoy it when there's a big group of people. But it's one of the things I've learned sort of in the last year or so that it's really important to be able to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Because you almost have that sort of thought process through your head of like, you know, you want to slow down and, you know, no one's even watching or who you're even competing against. But then it builds a lot of mental toughness to be able to carry on pushing on your own and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it is important that you're not always relying on other people to be able to train.
Absolutely.
Well, a friend of mine back home, he used to, every Friday, he'd come in on his own and do a hero workout.
Really?
Yeah, he did that
Just
for like
every
probably
week.
3 months. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No,
That's
fair
pretty
play,
good.
you know?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. That's what they're there for, suffering on your own, especially those hero workouts. Boz, interesting article we found. Creatine side effects, what it is, what it does. I think this keeps on going round. You're going to speak about it a little bit because you're taking creatine at the moment.
Yeah, just... Oh, wait.
Buzz.
Back? Yeah.
Back.
All right.
Back.
So I only take it in a short period of training, like just before like a big competition or something. So now for regionals.
Right.
What it basically does, it increases your ability to produce more energy.
Right.
But it's for short explosive things like weightlifting or short sprints. So if you're going to do 1,000,000 meters in May and you're going to take creatine for it, it's not going to give you any benefits.
Yeah.
Also, you will probably gain a bit of weight because
water retention.
Yeah, it gets like it absorbs more water in your muscle cells, and therefore it increases the protein synthesis. Yeah.
Right.
If you train after that, you will get stronger. If you wouldn't train, it will just get water in your muscles, and you will not get any benefits.
So a cool thing to do, definitely if you're going to hop onto some creatine, is do your body analysis before, check out what your water levels are like. And cause I think that's often with the water retention, people are like, I put 4 kilos of muscle on
but it's
taking
just
creatine,
water.
but it's just water.
Yeah.
But there's a huge positive to that as well, right? Holding more water in your body if you're training a lot is positive.
I guess so.
You're happy with that, yeah. So,
Go back to Barbell Shrugged again. I watched one of theirs quite a while ago, and the guy said like he doesn't understand why, like any CrossFit athlete wouldn't be taking creatine. I remember they said that, but I just like whenever I've taken that, recently I just don't want to be any heavier. I feel like I'm almost as heavy as I can go. Like I'm 95 kilos.
Yeah.
Only 7 to 8 kilos of body fat, so pretty lean. But
7
I can't,
to 8, depending.
So I can't really lose much. Like anything that I lose is going to be muscle, which I don't want to get smaller, but I also really don't want to get heavier. So it's taking something like that is going to add maybe 1 or 2 kilos that I don't want. Then that's kind of why I've avoided it. But I think if you are trying to get stronger, then definitely
I like it. It just gives you a bit more confidence in the lift. Like maybe just
deadlifts.
Yeah. Imagine if I wasn't
take
taking
a triple scoop just before the deadlift workout, and then drink a gallon of water. Weight moves weight.
There was that one that we were taking. I think it was that natural kind of.
Yeah.
I actually thought it tasted really nice.
Yeah.
What was that one? Like a green
one, I think it was just called
the Greenatine.
It's just called green creatine.
Yeah,
it's that was quite good. And it had less stuff in it. I think that's one of the biggest issues or biggest thing to be aware of. Like a lot of the creatine, people start taking it. This tastes really good, and that's the stuff that's loaded with sweeteners and sucralose and
they
all the stuff that Phil likes. Maltodextrin.
There's maltodextrin, so tasty.
If you take it, then just take the 100% pure powder. And then they also say it's better to take it with orange juice.
Right.
Because of the sugars.
Right.
So if the sugars will increase.
So you take the one without sugar with sugar, right?
No, because it increases the insulin. Okay, because of the insulin.
It makes sense.
It will get better absorbed in your muscles.
But how good is orange juice, though?
Better to take it, same as your mic. Orange is better to take it with like a more natural source of sugar. Yeah. That's what it's saying. So, very cool. This week's coach's article, which as the time of us speaking now is still an idea or a concept? No?
It's in my phone.
Oh, it's in Mia's phone. You can find it online. Go and have a look because it'll be Thursday when the podcast comes out, so it'll have already been read about 5 million times on the website. Mia, give us a little bit of review of what you've written about this week and what it's all about.
It's about my past year has been like what I've learned. Before I moved to Malmö to go with the team with CrossFit Fabriken, during the Open and regionals and then the games,
right,
and then after as well. So it's about a bit like private stuff
I
learned during that travel and also CrossFit stuff.
Very cool. So definitely worth a read. Someone that's been to the CrossFit Games as a team last year and had a quite interesting journey. So hop over to that. If you're thinking about going on a team, first check that you can actually lift the weights in the regional workouts. That's my advice. But then when you know you can do that, read Mia's article. But definitely some interesting thing and some personal things in there as well. So Jonesy, you'll definitely be reading that.
I'll be reading that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Jumping into some geeky things, and we touched on it a little bit before about running too much. One of the main byproducts of running too much when you're unconditioned, a little bit overweight, or just not really conditioned for running is knee pain. So we're going to jump in a little bit. Phil's got some information on why we get knee pain, ways to treat it, things to be aware of, and generally how to avoid it. Give us the wisdom.
Jonesy, are you touching your knee?
Yeah.
I was touching my knee, just like talking about knee pain.
My knees are a bit sore.
I just extend my leg. I'm like, my knee.
There we go.
Okay.
I guess it's probably like one of the most common things, isn't it, really? Even knee pain or back pain, but I think a lot of the time the back is a bit more made up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They just work in it. But I think knee pain is a pretty serious issue in CrossFit, like whether you're from sort of any level. I think you're going to experience it at some point. It comes down to quite a few things. It's usually a mobility or stability issue.
Right.
So like ankle mobility or stability, and then your knees, and then your hips as well. Yep. Mobility and stability in there, just that's giving you bad range of motion. I think one of the cool things that we do, like when we get new people into the gym, is that we often test lunges or single leg stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen that when you do when you first get someone in, then you always start by you'll stand at the end of the room and you'll just ask them to lunge towards you.
Yeah,
and I think it's really important. And you can see almost straight away that if that person can move well and in an athletic way, that everything's in nice straight lines, nothing's being overly rotated, knees aren't coming in, ankles aren't collapsing in, things like that. If those things are happening straight away, then it's definitely not the right idea to throw them straight into loaded squats or anything like that. It's just a really basic movement pattern that you have to fix, or you probably are going to get some issues like along the line. I know that pretty much all of us have had some sort of knee issue that's gone on. I think in CrossFit there's a lot of overloading of the quads and hip flexors. We do a lot of that without really loading posterior chain or activating posterior chain. So my knee pain that I had was about 2 years ago. I went through a phase where I was driving a lot as well, which I don't think helped. I was sort of driving 40 minutes from my work back to my house every day, and almost every day I would have to stop driving and just sit on the side of the road or get out the car for 5 minutes because my knees were just in so much pain. And it's because I'd just started wanting to do more CrossFit and prepare for a competition. It had a lot of squats, a lot of pistols in that they like to test in CrossFit, and I wasn't that smart on how to train for it, so I just did volume on those things. Quads and hips were super tight, and that's pulling on my sort of patella tendon and just causing a lot of pain the whole time.
I think that's one of the things as well, mate. You've hit it quite well. Like the quad is pulling on, in your case, the patella tendon. So I think often when we go and see a doctor, they'll have a look at your knees and stuff, and just general practitioners will have a look at the knees and say, yeah, there's some pulling here on the patella, or there's something quite tight here. We need to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Whereas the problem is actually coming from a completely different area.
That was my issue, and you can go and get your needles and get massage and things like that. It's almost a bit of a pain relief. Well, it is. It's a pain relief.
Yeah.
Like you get a massage around your quad and it does release it for a little bit, and then you do 150 wall balls the next day, and you're back to square one again. So the best advice that I ever got was from a guy called James Jousey in the UK.
Right.
And he just gave me a load of posterior chain exercises to do.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was very, very weak at.
Right.
I really struggled with them. So glutes and hamstrings just weren't activated when I was doing anything. I was really, really quad dominant.
Yeah.
So I spent almost 30 minutes before I trained doing these exercises. There was a lot of sumo variations in there.
Right.
A lot of hamstring curls, and then quad stretches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like active stretches for my quads. A lot of lunging, and touch wood. Since then, I've had very, very little knee pain, like to close to none, apart from when I do a really high volume of like pistol squats, which again is very quad dominant. But I usually find that if I do that sort of posterior chain work and activate those muscles before I exercise, then I have very, very little issue with my knees.
But I guess that, like you said, like the lunge there as well really helps it, because it really stretches pretty much everything, even on both sides, on your quads or on the posterior side
activation
as well.
for your posterior, and then an active stretch for your anterior chain as well. So that's probably one of the most common things I would program someone to try and not have knee pain in the future.
Easy peasy. Good answer there, and definitely look out for what's going on, not necessarily around the knees, and there is a point where surgery, if your meniscus is completely fried and you need a new one, then go and get a new one. But I think for a lot of people that are just general fitness or gym goers, I think the pain or the problem is in a different area than the knee.
It's one of those that don't wait for it to happen, because probably at some point it will.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that everyone kind of just go and talk to a coach or something like that. If you know you've kind of got a problem with squatting and things like that, and it's quite a big giveaway that if you squat and your knees come really far forward over the toes, like maybe an over flexible ankle or unstable sort of ankle range of motion, then it's going to be putting a lot of loading onto the knees there.
Absolutely.
So trying to fix those things early, and start putting in all that posterior chain work from the start.
Talking about extra work, someone sent us a question that said, I have 10 minutes a day, which is a reasonable amount, that I can spend doing extras before or after the class. I know this is me speaking, not them. I know this is quite a general question, but they say, what do you suggest I do in that time? Jonesy, if you had 10 minutes before or after class, you work a 9 to 5, which you love. Yeah. Like you go every day in your suit that you love.
Every day.
And you've got 10 minutes to do something extra. Yeah. How would you go about it? Like, would you do it, okay, for the next month, I'm going to spend that 10 minutes working on sort of avoiding knee pain, or what would you do, mate?
I'd probably look at doing it at the start of the session,
right? And
just doing some like lunge flow,
right?
Hip mobility, a bit of shoulder mobility stuff. And I mean, in some of the warm ups, like we do, show them, and they're taken through exercises, so it's not like they shouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, right.
And even if it means just doing like 10 reps on about like 6 to 8 exercises, and just get the body prepped and get the body moving a little bit there as well.
That's how you'd spend it.
Yeah, so even if it's just like postural wall slides up against a wall for your shoulders, even like doing some broomstick stuff or PVC stuff. Being active in the bottom of a squat as well. Yeah. I think that's pretty decent.
You girls are uber mobile, hips, shoulders, everywhere. How would you spend 10 minutes based on the fact that you're just so great at
I would do
these
more
things?
The activation stuff.
More activation?
That's what I really need.
Yeah.
Like the glute activation.
Even with being hypermobile, you still feel you need it?
I think the activation, not the mobilization.
More activation stuff.
Yeah, a lot of banded walks and stuff.
Yeah, I would do same, both activation and stretch. I think I stretch a lot, even though I'm pretty mobile.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's important.
Have you girls always spent time on that, or?
No, I've always been just very mobile. Yeah. Like since I've been a kid, I was very flexible. I lost a lot of flexibility by just doing CrossFit because my muscles are just got really big. Yeah. Yeah.
Another question that's coming. I'm struggling to fall asleep at night. Can you guys suggest 2 or 3 things that I could do to help me. Jonesy, any books that you like
Books?
Beck reading to you before you go to
Reading
sleep?
to me. She's reading about goblins. I don't
Someone
know.
actually asked me the other day if I can go around and read to their kids before bed.
Go around,
You
sorry,
have a
what?
sleeping book, right?
Go round to their house and read their kids a story.
Oh,
You have a sleeping book?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a book. If you have troubles how to sleep,
Yeah.
what you're gonna do, so you learn how to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it English or Swedish?
English.
Really? What's it called? It might
The
help us.
sleeping book.
The sleeping book.
Yeah. It's true.
Do you, if you got it in Dubai?
No.
You left it at home.
I ordered it online.
Really?
Yeah, to Sweden because I have really troubles to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did you do? This is a question that you can answer then. The top 2 or 3 things that you changed to help you go to sleep.
Okay. Not have the television on until I falling asleep. Just put it off earlier because I only had my television on.
Oh, right.
And I always play with my phone.
Right.
Blue lights.
Like
Blue
had my
lights.
phone in bed.
Is the cover on your iPhone, does it stop blue light? Or it just stops people seeing it from different angles?
I don't know.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure.
So blue light and devices.
Put that off. And then I read my book.
The sleeping book.
Yeah.
Okay.
And reading works really well for me because then I fall asleep.
Why? Because it's so boring.
Yes. True.
Is it really?
Yeah, so then I actually didn't learn anything from the book because I always fell asleep too early. So then I started to read the book during the days instead just to learn
And
something
start
about it.
falling asleep in the day.
No, and then then I started to listen to these relaxing things.
Yeah.
We talked about that before just when
Yeah.
I moved here.
Yeah.
And that helped me a lot because it was
Yeah.
pretty boring as well to just listen to someone say relax.
Did it? But does sometimes that stuff just get a little bit infuriating, like just annoying, or you found
I find it more annoying not to sleep. So
right? So you went to sleep.
yeah, if it works to sleep, it's good.
One thing or 2 things that I thought of when I saw this question is how far before bed are you working out? Because that's often a problem. I know we had some people that were coming at the 7:30 class in the evening who hit me up and said, I'm really having trouble sleeping, and the only thing that had really changed is they used to come at 4:30 in the afternoon, then started coming at 7:30 in the evening, and just couldn't fall asleep. When he came at 4:30, by 8:30 he was ready to fall asleep. When he came at 7:30, he was like 11:30, 12 when he was falling asleep, but obviously had to get up at about 6. So I think that's one thing. Second thing is eating. Do you guys find eating before bed affects or not?
It helps me sleep during the night.
It helps you sleep?
Yeah, longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I wouldn't eat something before going to bed, I would just wake up early because I'm hungry.
Right.
And sometimes if it happens like at
Do you wake up in the middle of the night ready, just want to eat?
I used to, yeah. I have had that, yeah.
What would you eat?
Just some cookies.
Cookies. Like standard, just chocolate
Chips
chip.
Ahoy.
Whatever,
Nice.
cookies.
Whatever you could find. Yeah. So you want to eat before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Nothing too much. Just eat something small.
Just have something in your stomach.
Yeah.
Someone says, and I think this is probably something on people's mind, not something that we really endorse, but they say, I know we should all be heading for a sustainable life, but the reality is that summer holidays are around the corner and I need to shift some fat. What should I be doing? In other words, SOS fat loss, please. Phil? SOS fat loss to you, mate. What have you got for this person? I won't say the name.
I think I know it is. It's probably, if you get into panic stages, it's probably because you know that you've not been doing everything that you should that regularly.
Right.
If it's getting to that, maybe.
Right.
Maybe you get into a panic stage where you really want to shift some weight because you know that you've been to a few brunches this month that maybe you shouldn't have been, or you've maybe skipped
just been to Jonesy's for the ice cream.
skipped a few. Start having a few extra cheat meals or something like that because you started to get a little bit happier with how your weight was going. So it's just really being super disciplined, on things like that. Not taking the extra cheat meal just because maybe you did a hard workout today, so I'll have an extra cheat meal this week or whatever.
Right.
So being really disciplined on that, and I guess just if you can and you have the energy to and the time, then adding in maybe some extra cardio, something like low intensity cardio or a variation of low intensity some days, and high intensity variables on intervals on other days to keep it varied.
Yeah.
Because it won't beat up your body too much, and you should be able to do that alongside a regular class program. So maybe just adding in, if you can add in an extra 2 to 3 hours total time working out in the week of cardio-based stuff, then that'll definitely help shift any extra bits of fat that you want to lose before summer.
Girl's point of view, if this was a girl, what's your point of view? You two don't really strike me as anyone that's gone through a crash course in losing weight just before you're about to go and put on a beautiful party dress or ball gown. Boz, what would you do? Straight into caloric deficit, just not eat for 5 days?
No, I can't do that.
You can't do that? What would you do then? If you need to shift a few pounds, you'd only have a few weeks to get it done, what's your strategy?
Just eat less.
Just eat less?
Yeah.
That was someone.
Just don't eat the cookies during the night.
Just don't eat the cookies in the night.
Yeah, that's why I eat like a proper thing before, like a banana or something.
Yeah.
Just before the bed.
Yeah.
And then I'll sleep really good.
So
banana also has magnesium, so it will also help.
Eating less isn't always the thing, though. Don't
Yeah,
sometimes, and you've had problems with this. I know with some of your clients that have said, like, oh, they've come to you really happy, like, oh, I decided not to eat breakfast this morning, or I decided not to eat dinner last night.
I
like,
wouldn't.
I know you're not saying that.
I mean, like half. Like if I would have normally 2 plates, I would just have 1 plate.
I think it's kind of true though. Like I know it's on the lines of eating less, not skipping meals. I think that's one of the biggest things. I think sometimes when you got fat loss people, like they generally they have a plate and it's huge, like because they want the plate to be full. I've done it with some people before where I've just moved them onto a smaller plate and still fill it right up because literally they're taking in so much food that they can't get rid of it. But I think your point, Phil, is like people sometimes start skipping meals and just cutting food out altogether.
I have a client. It's actually like he really thinks he's doing great because he don't have the knowledge that it's really wrong. He comes and is really happy and like send me a message that he skipped dinner. And then he
super happy.
And then he skipped breakfast because then it was less calories, and I was like, oh, it's not how it works. And then he come to training and had to stop because he was so dizzy. And then when did you eat the last time? It was the day before breakfast.
Right.
Because
like
and then he said
his
answer is he's on a diet.
Right.
So he thinks he's doing good, but
so sometimes maybe a little bit of miseducation.
If you think that, I know it's hard with sort of the counting calories thing, but if you are sort of taking in around 1,800 or to 2,000, say you're a guy, let's just give that as an example, then you want to cut out maybe, and you say, okay, I'll cut out 200 over the course of the day.
Right.
And you don't do that by just, okay, I'm going to get rid of one full meal. Just each one of those meals needs to become smaller, so your total income then becomes 1,600 to 1,800. Try and think of it more like that than just getting rid of something completely.
Yeah. Jonesy, one tip from you. Come on, you've got something good. Want to fit into that suit.
I'd just do like maybe 3 bro sessions a week.
3 extra bro sessions.
Yeah.
Just
like you're
bench.
talking about. Maybe,
but
you're talking about like doing a bit of extra cardio, like sometimes putting in a little bit of a high intensity strength session, like pick 3 movements, go for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Keep it interesting like that. And so I'd look at like,
and that's probably going to be more fun to be honest as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like mix it up a bit.
Some curls.
So that would be my contribution to that.
Yeah, interesting one. But obviously what we believe that you should be doing is having a sustainable diet, a sustainable lifestyle, that you don't need to get into that situation. Yeah. That's absolutely for sure. Jonesy, how long have we been talking for?
41.
No, 46, so that's enough for this week. Folks, if you do have any questions, 5 minutes over. You like around the 40-minute mark.
Yeah.
If you do have any questions, mail them to us. If you want to mail something directly to Boz, mail it to us as well. She gets a few
CB at InnerFight.
CB at InnerFight, or if you call us, we'll just give you her mobile number.
Yeah.
She's
05.
07.
That's all for this week. Mia, Matt, Carmen, Phil, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, folks, for tuning in to this episode of the podcast, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks, as always, to the coaches, but mainly thanks for your questions that make the podcast. Keep them coming. winning@innerfight.com. If we didn't get to your question this week, we'll definitely get it on next week's show. Ask us any question you want, and we will try and answer it to the best of our ability. Take a moment to head over to iTunes and rate the podcast if you can. We'd really appreciate that. And remember, you can check out the video version over on YouTube as well. Thanks a lot, as always, to our sponsors, Kareem, who, with the promo code InnerFight, will give you 100 dirhams off your first ride, or if you use the promo code INNER whilst coming to the gym, FIGHT whilst going away from the gym, you'll get 10% off your ride with them. Until next time, take care.